Hello, sixth graders. Today's lesson is 16.6 lesson. We are almost to the end of chapter 16. So we'll get started today. Today's target is I can write numbers in scientific notation. Now, if you remember yesterday's lesson, we were reading scientific notation, but today we're actually writing numbers in scientific notation, so a little bit different today. Hopefully you were able to watch the Math Shorts video that I had on the document first. That actually introduced a little bit of what we're going to be doing tomorrow, which is operations in scientific notation. And we have a test coming up on Friday. Now that test will mostly be on section 16.1 to 16.6, but I do want to introduce you to 16.7 tomorrow. But today we are writing numbers in scientific notation. So first up, to write numbers in scientific notation, first step is to move the decimal point so that it is located to the right of the leading non-zero digit. Because remember from yesterday, we had to have our first number be a number between 1 and 10. Then count the number of places you moved the decimal. This indicates the exponent of the power of 10 as shown below. So first, the number greater than or equal to 10, I would move this decimal between the 8 and the 6, which would make my number 8.6, and that's a number between 1 and 10. And then because I'm moving my decimal to the left, it's going to be a positive exponent, and I move it 3 places. So 8.6 times 10 to the third. Now this number is a very, very small number. First thing, I need to move my decimal between the 2 and the 4 to give me 2.4. And because I am moving my decimal to the right, that means I'm going to have a negative exponent here. I'm moving it 1, 2, 3 places. So that means my scientific notation would be 2.4 times 10 to the negative 3. And a little rule of thumb here is if you're dealing with really, really big numbers, your exponent should be positive. If you're dealing with really, really small numbers, then your exponent should be negative. So looking at example 1, it says write 2,450,000 in scientific notation. Well, first thing I have to decide is where I need to move my decimal. And for this one, the only way that I'm going to get a number between 1 and 10 is if I move it between the 2 and the 4 right there. That would then give me the number 2.45. Then I count how many places I'm moving that decimal to get it to be between the 2 and the 4. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that gives me what my scientific notation is going to be. 2.45 times 10 to the 6th power. Second one here, I need to first figure out where I'm going to move my decimal. And again, I would move it between the 4 and the 5 because then I would have the number 4.5, which is between 1 and 10. And then I want to count how many places I'm moving my decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would give me 4.5 times 10 to the negative 6. Now remember, when I'm moving my decimal to the left, that's going to be positive exponent. When I'm moving it to the right, that's going to be a negative exponent. We have lots of questions for you to do on your own, so you can pause the video and try answering each of these on your own. All right, to check through these, you would want to move the decimal here between the 5 and the 0, because that then would give you a number between 1 and 10, and then I move it 1, 2, 3, 4 places, so 5 times 10 to the 4th. This one I'd want to move my decimal between the 2 and the 5 here, so that would give me 2.5, and then I'm moving it 3, 6, one more would be 7. This number kind of seems silly to write in scientific notation, but it's good practice for you to know how to do it. So I would have to move my decimal between the 6 and the 8 to give me 6.83, and then I'm moving it 1, 2 places. So scientific notation would be 6.83 times 10 to the 2nd power. Now all of these bottom ones here are really small numbers, and we're moving my decimal to the right, so that means it's going to have a negative exponent. I have to move my decimal all the way here past the 5, because I can't have 0.5 because that's not a number between 1 and 10. It has to be 5. So then I move it 1, 2, 3 places. So 5 times 10 to the negative 3rd. This one here, I'd have to move it between the 3 and the 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3.3 times 10 to the negative 7ths. Last one here, I'd have to move it between the 5 and the 0 there. So then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 places. 5.06 times 10 to the negative fourth. The most common mistake that students make is they forget to have the negative exponents for these numbers that are really small. They just keep doing the positive exponents like they're working with really big numbers. But remember, when you're working with small numbers, that exponent has to be negative. Some real life applications here. It says, an album receives an award when it sells 10 million copies. An album has sold 8,780,000 copies. How many more copies does it need to sell to receive the award? Well, what I have to do is take 10 million and subtract 8,780,000. And that leaves me with 1,220,000 more albums to sell. Well, I want to write that in scientific notation. So I know I need to move my decimal here between the 1 and the 2. So then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would be 1.22 times 10 to the 6th power. You can answer this question on your own. Pause the video. All right, to check this one, so it says an album has sold 955,000 copies. How many more copies does it need to sell to receive the award? And write your answer in scientific notation. Remember, an album receives an award when it sells 10 million copies. So 10 million minus 955,000 leaves with 9,045,000. Now I want to write that number in standard form. So the decimal has to go between the 9 and the 0. And then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 9.045 times 10 to the 6th power. Example 4. Now I know in social studies class you have talked about different geologic eras. I don't know if you spent a lot of time on it, but I know earlier this year I remember people talking about different eras that they were learning about. All right, sorry about that. I got a phone call that I had to answer. So again, we were talking about the 3 geologic eras began. We want to order the eras from earliest to most recent. And you can notice that the eras are written in scientific notation. So the first thing I did was rewrite them not in scientific notation. Now, if we're talking about the earliest to the most recent, that means I'm looking for the one that is the oldest. And this number here is the biggest of them all. So that one would be the earliest, followed by the Mesozoic, and then the most recent would be the Cenozoic. So that would be them in order from least to greatest. You can pause the video and do this one on your own. Check your answers for this one. When we're ordering them from least to greatest, that means I have to look at these two 4s first. And with those two 4 exponents, I look for the number that's smaller, and 5.65 is smaller than 6.8. So 5.65 times 10 to the 4th would be my least, followed by 6.8 times 10 to the 4th, followed by my greatest, which is 2.04 times 10 to the 5th. This one would have more zeros than either of these two would have, so that's why that one has to be the greatest one. All right, getting started on your homework assignment. It is page 746 to 747, numbers 1 through 26, and then 31 through 34. So first question here says, how do you know whether a number written in standard form will have a positive or negative exponent when written in scientific notation? And the answer, the key to remember, is that big numbers will have positive integers, small numbers will have negative integers. Second question says, when is it appropriate to use scientific notation instead of standard form? Well, it's appropriate when you are working with really big numbers or really small numbers. In the Math Shorts video that you watched to begin gave you some examples of some really, really big numbers and really, really small numbers. In science classes, you do work with really, really big numbers, especially when you're talking about planets or the distance we are from different planets, or working with really, really small numbers when you're talking about atoms and the elements. And those are both places where scientific notation is used a lot. And question number 3 says, write this number in scientific notation. So I have to move the decimal between the 2 and the 1. And then I count, I'm moving it 1, 2, 3 places. I'm moving it to the right, so it has to be a negative exponent there. And you can keep going with the rest of your homework assignment today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.